Then, Judge President, am I correct that Article 5 of the Code of Judicial Conduct adopted in Section 12 of the JSC Act 1994 deals with judges and acting honorably? If you look at Article 5, it I may just get an opportunity to get it. Article 5, to act honorably, and it has various notes also added to the article
Yes,
of how judges should behave.
yes.
Page 304 of the Judicial Regulatory Instrument, second edition. Chairperson. For instance, it says under the notes, Note 5, Roman 3, a judge does not engage in conduct that is prejudicial to the effective and expeditious administration of the business of the court.
Yes.
Now, Judge President, having regard to Judge Lekale's prolonged absence and the circumstances and facts you have mentioned before the tribunal, can you comment whether or not his conduct was prejudicial to the effective and expeditious administration of the business of the court?
Well, clearly, as I've stated earlier, it impedes proper planning. The court cannot function optimally without a permanent one of its permanent members, and that will obviously hinder the effective service delivery and expeditious administration of the business of the court. But yeah, the situation is that it was due to ill health.
Then the same Article 5, note Roman 1, says a judge behaves in years of professional and private life in a manner that enhances public trust in or respect for the judiciary and the judicial system. Now, Judge President, having regard to the circumstances and the facts you have mentioned placed before this tribunal, can you comment as to whether or not Judge Lekale's conduct was consistent with the behavior that enhances public trust in or respect for the judiciary and the judicial system?
While you will note in Roman 4, thereof, note 5, Roman 4, that the test is an objective one, and it is to be judged through the prism or the eyes of a reasonable person. Now, obviously, the question arises, what would an ordinary member of the public, a reasonable person who is aware of the facts in this matter, say that a judge is on sick leave for 8 years and is being paid for those 8 years, and the second judge is paid for the duration of the time, except for the recesses, of course, a salary similar to that the judge receives. So it might obviously have an impact on the levels of public trust in the judiciary and respect for the judiciary, objectively speaking. What I think about it is irrelevant.
Judge President,
Sorry to interrupt. Shouldn't that be considered against the backdrop that even if we were to apply to be medical boarded, he would be, and the application is successful, he would be entitled to a salary.
Well, to part of his salary. If a judge
But he would lose other benefits, for example,
precisely,
like
but
a motor vehicle and so forth.
yes, but the salary component is less than what a judge ordinarily receives on retirement, firstly. And secondly, and more importantly, I think it is the duration of the delay. It's an 8-year period. That is inordinately long period. And people out there, when they hear that this is what actually happened and these are the facts, might have that perception because it's optics. It's all a matter of optics.
Like you said in Article 5, Roman 4, it's to be assessed objectively through the eyes of the reasonable person.
Yes, it's not for me to assess it. The tribunal must assess it from the prism of a reasonable person.
Judge President, while you discussing or while you raise financial implications, I want you to take you to page 31 of the bundle. That's an annexure to your complaint that you lodged, or that's dated the 31st of January 2025. Page 31 appears to be a spreadsheet.
Yes. Oh, yes, yeah.
Could you take us through the spreadsheet attached to your complaint, what it means and
Well,
the
as
totals
the
mean?
President intimated earlier, that a judge who is on retirement loses, so is not entitled to certain benefits. But what has actually happened in this particular case, I just indicate the financial implications, total financial implications, including the car. What happens is a judge pays the tax on a motor vehicle. The motor vehicle is availed to the judge for official as well as private use. The judge does not pay for petrol, services, or oil for that matter. It is paid for by the state. Likewise, toll fees. Now, if, as in this case, maybe let me take you through the grid, the spreadsheet. You'll see under kilometers traveled, there's 3,716 in January 2024. That is the total amount for the month that Judge Lekale used the vehicle. The normal cost per month is what the state pays, 15,489.19. Judge Lekale also contributes to that. And then there's the daily tariff that we pay because the cars are sourced from G Fleet, which is a entity of the Gauteng provincial government, or from the Western Cape, which is also an entity of that government. So per month, they charge a total of 41,157.61 cents. So that monthly charge minus the 15,489.19, the difference there is what Judge Lekale pays. But the total cost to the state, well, it's stated as OCJ for the month, was 56,864 rands 80 cents. For the entire period, January 2024 to December 2024, it came down to 577,486 rands 93 cents. That's just for that year.
So if I understand this table correctly,
Yes.
from January 2024 until December 2024, even though Judge Lekale was unfit to resume duty as an active judge,
Yes.
an amount of 30,954 kilometers was driven on his vehicle.
Yes, that is what was actually driven with the vehicle.
And for the same period, whilst he was unfit, besides his salary, for the January 2024 until December 2024, besides his salary, there was an additional cost to the state of 577,486.
Yes, that's for the year.
Does he still receive those benefits in addition to
Yes,
salary?
yes, he receives it. Obviously, there would be variables because he would not be driving the same kilometers every month, and that amount might be more or it might be less. But I can get that from my office.
And I note for every month for the year 2024, there were toll gate fees.
Yes,
So, all said and done, Judge President Musi, for the year 2024, it cost the government a little over $500,000
yes,
for the vehicle which was used by Judge Lekale during that year,
correct,
and the government derived no benefit
correct,
for that cost.
correct.
Thank you.
And Judge President, that would be the same position for 2025 as well as to date, 2026.
Well, it would be the same from 2018, from the first time that Judge Lekale went on sick leave. He had the cars, because he actually changed cars in the period as well. So he had the cars at his disposal, and he would drive the cars, and the state would put the bill for the petrol, maintenance, tolls, and things like that. Yeah.
Without performing work as an active judge
So
for
without
8
any,
years.
that's correct, yes, as the president already indicated.
Just with regard to that, did he get a new car in that period?
Yes, under correction, but an E-Class Mercedes-Benz as well as a GLC Mercedes-Benz. Currently, it's a GLC Mercedes-Benz that he's driving.
So in spite of the fact that he performed no work for the government, he got a new government car after 4 years?
Precisely.
Thank you.
And that would have been in terms of the prevailing regulations
Correct.
pertaining to judges' motor vehicles.
Correct, because he remains the judge,
Yes.
although he's on sick leave, yes.
Which
Judge-
then means that for as long as there is no for as long as there is no finalization, or for as long as this matter continues, or state of affairs continues, the government would continue to bear costs such as these and other related costs.
Correct.
Thank you.
So it will continue unless something is done.
Well,
In terms
yes,
of
I suppose that is why we're here, yes.
Judge President, is there anything you'd wish to add before I conclude?
No, thank you, not at this stage.
Tribunal President, that will be all from me, Chair.
Thank you, Advocate Blows.